The Dallas Cowboys are coming off a 12-5 season, and they lost several key players this offseason. They're still the favorites in the NFC East, but in this single-season rebuild, let's see what we can do to elevate this team to true contender status. So the first thing that we're going to do is free up some cap space. We're starting with around $23 million or so. We're just going through the roster right now, seeing who we can cut, who we can trade. Malik Turner's a 69 overall, but that'd be good enough to be wide receiver 4 on the 49ers. So they're going to give us a 7th round pick for him in 2023. We'll take that. Blake Jarwin is good enough to be tight end 2 for the Chargers, so they're going to give us a 3rd round pick for him. Donovan Wilson is our backup strong safety, but he's actually good enough to start for the Chiefs, so we send him and a 7th round pick in 2023 for their 2022 2nd round pick. Okay, so I've gone through, I've cut most of the players that I want to cut, and we made those few trades that we just saw, so let's take a look at the roster and see where we sit. As of right now, we have around $30 million in cap space, and I think where we're going to use that is to improve this offensive line first and foremost. Left guard and center are both weaknesses for us. Right tackle could definitely be upgraded. We have weapons for sure. I know Odell is out there, and he is definitely tempting. I'll think about it. I know he wants around $10 million, but that might be too good to pass up. We have the space. We could definitely do that. We have some draft picks now, so we'll definitely be able to make some trades, especially here on the defensive side of the ball. We're going to need some edge help for sure, some defensive tackles. Would like to improve on Dante Fowler. He's not good. And then in the secondary, I feel like we could do a little bit better at safety. Malik Hooker and Javon Curse are okay, but I definitely feel we could do better there. And CB2 for sure is another spot. But we have a decent roster overall. There's definitely pieces on both sides of the ball. Of course, you've got Dak, you've got CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Zeke, who I did think about trading since we've got Tony Pollard here. I think we'll keep him. He usually does pretty well in sim, but I mean, you've got Tyron Smith, Zach Martin is a stud, Dalton Schultz is good, and then defensively, you've got Micah Parsons, Trevon Diggs, DeMarcus Lawrence, so definitely some pieces here to build around. All right, so free agency's here, at least whoever's left on the free agency market. And I'm sorry, I know we don't necessarily need him, but I gotta do it, man. Odell, he gets to play his former team twice a year, the Giants. This is just too much fun to pass up. Also, Dak seemed to really excel the more weapons he had. I definitely feel Amari Cooper is going to be a loss for sure there. And I mean, I know that we have good weapons, but this just puts us over the edge. I mean, you've got, how do you defend Odell, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Dalton Schultz, and Zeke and Tony Pollard in the run game? This is just too good to pass up. Going back to the offensive side of the ball, we got to go Richie Incognito here. He's plug and play. You just stick him right in at left guard. Cowboys were known for having a dominant defensive line for a good chunk of the 2010s. I know it's fallen off a little bit in recent years, but this is definitely something that can get us back to that elite status. Our secondary needs help. Chris Harris is 32 years old, sure, but he's also an 85 overall. He can slide right in and start for us. He gives us some veteran leadership back there that we definitely need. So, Chris Harris, welcome to Dallas. So I think that'll do it for free agency for now. I'm not going to skip ahead to the next week. We're going to see who we can trade for. There are definitely some guys out here I still would like to have on the team. I just want to be smart with what cap space we have left. So let's see who we can trade for. Okay, so we definitely need some pass rush help, and all that it takes to bring in J.J. Watt from the Cardinals is a 2nd and a 4th. We'll take that. We definitely need help at linebacker. Demario Davis is really good. We're going to move him outside, and all that it takes to get him from the Saints is a 3rd this year, a 6th, and a 7th next year. We are happy with that for sure. Micah Hyde is a very good safety, and all that it takes to bring in him is Malik Hooker, a 2nd round pick, and a 3rd next year. Might be pretty pricey, but that's a huge upgrade for our secondary, and we'll take that. Kareem Jackson, I definitely feel, is an upgrade for us at strong safety, so we're sending Javon Curse and a future 5th to bring in Kareem. Even with J.J. Watt, our defensive line still isn't really scaring anybody yet, so we're going to make our blockbuster here. A 1st round pick and a 3rd round pick in 2022, and a 2023 first-round pick to get DeForest Buckner from the Colts. Okay, back to free agency. J.C. Tretter fills a huge need for us, plus he's a scheme fit, so we'll bring him in on a one-year deal. We've got just enough space to bring in Ndamukong Suh on a one-year deal. We're going to move him to defensive tackle. That should push him up to an 83 or 84 overall, and that should cement our defensive line. There's one last move that I'd really like to make, and that's to bring in Brian Balaka. So we're going to trade some of our fringe players that have cap hits around $1 million or so, just for late round picks to see if we can save some money and free up the $5 or $6 million in cap space we'll need to get him. So I know Anthony Brown is younger and obviously has much more potential than Jimmy Smith, but his cap hit is much smaller and Smith is 4 overall points higher, so this is really a win-win here. We're upgrading as far as Madden ratings are concerned, and we're saving cap space to try and hopefully bring in Balaka. And while we're doing that, James Washington is another player we can save money on. We had a second round pick laying around. This is the last trade we'll make. I know it's a bit of an overpay, but we could use a second tight end now, so we're going to bring in Jonnu Smith from the Patriots. And with all of those moves being made, that gives us just enough money to now bring in Brian Balaka and wrap up our offensive line. Alright, so the roster is set, the regular season's here. Let's take a look at our week 1 roster. Offensively, I think we're stacked. This line, we filled every hole that we had. We brought in Incognito, Brian Balaka, J.C. Tretter, so completely new offensive line there. We're definitely happy with that. Receiving core, we were good to begin with, but now you've got Odell and CeeDee Lamb. I mean, that's unstoppable. Running back duo of Zeke and Pollard, we're happy with that. Even brought in a little bit of tight end depth with Jonnu Smith. And then defensively, we completely remade this defensive line, and I love it. You've got J.J. Watt and DeMarcus Lawrence off the edge, and then Buckner and Suh in the middle. I mean, that is crazy. On paper, this might be the best defensive line in the league, no exaggeration. Linebacking core, you've got Demario Davis. We didn't move him outside. We kept him in the middle and moved Leighton Vander Esch outside. That actually increases overall a little bit. And then your secondary, I mean, as far as overalls are concerned, we're fine there. A little bit older, sure. I mean, Chris Harris at this point in his career, you don't necessarily want him starting on the outside, but we'll take that. I think this is definitely a playoff team. Keep in mind, of course, it's a single season rebuild, so the goal is to do as well as we possibly can in this one particular year. You've got an 84 overall team, 88 offense, 81 defense. We're going to sim to the playoffs. I'm thinking 12-5 maybe, 13-4. We'll see. Alright, so playoffs are here, and we went 16-1. Oh my gosh. The NFC East was garbage this year. Next best team is Washington at 6-11. Giants go 3-14, 5-12 for the Eagles. Wow, 16-1. So our one and only loss was a week 4 game against the Panthers. They got us by a touchdown. Looks like Sam Darnold is the only thing that kept us from a perfect regular season. I am curious how Odell did in his 2 games against the Giants. Obviously, we won both of those, but I'm just curious to see, going up against his former team, how did he do? First game, not bad, 5 catches, 78 yards, nothing crazy. And let's just see the second game here. When did we play them again? Okay, later on in the season, beat them 38-10. How did he do here? So Dak had a big game, it looks like. And Odell, 7 catches, 125 yards. So nothing too crazy. Was just curious. Statistically, we had the number 2 offense in the NFL and the number 1 defense. Wow. So Dak had a really nice year. 4,400 yards, 40 touchdowns, only 9 picks. Really efficient there. Rushing the ball, Zeke went off, man. 1,400 yards, 4.6 a carry, 19 touchdowns. Tony Pollard had 8, and Dak even ran in 6. Corey Clement had 2. Jonnu Smith even ran 1 in. We were running the ball, man. Receiving, Odell, good signing for us. 1,300 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's back to Pro Bowl form. CeeDee Lamb topped 1,000 yards with 10 touchdowns. Michael Gallup got in there. Dalton Schultz. So, offensively, I mean, we were firing on all cylinders, and our defense was even better. So let's look at the sacks here. So Defoe had 19, DeMarcus Lawrence 17.5, JJ Watt 16, Micah Parsons 10. 4 players with double-digit sacks. When do you see that? I mean, heck, even 5 for Sue. Interceptions. 5 for Demario Davis, 4 for LVE. The old guy Chris Harris even got 3. Slower year for Trevon Diggs, but can't complain. I mean, he had, 8 interceptions in real life in 2021? That's crazy. Let's just take a peek at the yearly awards here. I know it'll give us a summary at the end, but I just want to see. MVP is Dak Prescott. Any other players from us? Nope. Coach of the Year, Mike McCarthy. Love to see that. Offensive Player of the Year, Dak wins. Any other Cowboys? Zeke made the list. Defensive Player of the Year, Defoe got second. Aaron Donald continues to be a terror. DeMarcus Lawrence, JJ Watt also made the list. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I don't think we would have anyone here. We do not. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Micah Parsons placed third. We'll take that. Best QB would be Dak. Best running back is, Zeke's a little bit further down there. That's odd. Best receiver, CeeDee Lamb made the list. Weird that Odell fell below him, considering he had more yards and touchdowns. Best O-line, every single one of our starters made the list. Best D-line, Defoe, DeMarcus Lawrence, JJ Watt. Sue did not make it, that's okay. Best linebacker, there's Micah Parsons. Best DB, none of our DBs really did anything, but that's okay. The rest of our team made up for it. Okay, so our first playoff game, we get a rematch of last year. The 49ers, they go 9-8. I think they went 9-8 in 2021. So very close. It's a rematch. Of course, that game ended in hilarious fashion if you're not a Cowboys fan, of course. So let's see if we can beat them. And before we do that, I just want to take a quick look at the playoff bracket just to see who made it this year. Because, of course, these are all brand new rosters, 2022. So on the AFC side, wow, the Bills were the 2 seed and they get upset by the Raiders. The Bills, I know, are a lot of people's Super Bowl picks this year. Can you imagine if that happened? Then you've got the Titans taking on Kenny Pickett and the Steelers. Kenny Pickett wins a playoff game. Can he be like Big Ben, have early playoff success? Joe Burrow and the Bengals are back. They beat the Texans, who got in surprisingly. Looks like Davis Mills must be, progressing well. 25-21, they're back in the divisional. So you've got, 2 divisional games in the divisional round. Chiefs, Raiders, and Bengals, Steelers. Those should be 2 great games. Then on our side of things, the Niners made it. The Bears surprised everyone. They were the 2 seed, but just like the Bills, 2 seed doesn't matter. They lost. Bucks are back in. They beat the Falcons. Falcons are another surprise playoff team. Rams and Packers. Packers doing what they do best, losing to good NFC West teams in the playoffs. So you've got us and the Niners, classic matchup. They are the 7 seed. And then the Bucks and the Rams, rematch of last year's divisional round. So 2 really great games, 4 total. So let's see how this round goes. Alright, so divisional round was a complete and total blowout. 42-10. We destroyed them and got revenge for last year in a resounding way. So let's take a look at the stats here, see how the game went. 42-10. We had to have gone off. I just want to see here. So Dak, oh my goodness, perfect passer rating, 158.3, 356 yards, 5 touchdowns, no picks. Correct me if I'm wrong, this might be Dak's first playoff win. I mean, maybe he won like a random wildcard game that I'm not thinking of. I'm not a Cowboys fan, I don't know, but I mean, of course the Cowboys have not had much playoff success under Dak, so this is huge. Jimmy G was mediocre, sacked 4 times, rushing the ball. Zeke put up 75 on the ground and a touchdown. Okay, we'll take that. Looks like Dak fumbled. That's okay. Perfect passer rating. That's fine. Michael Gallup had 193 yards and 2 touchdowns. Are you kidding me? Odell scored. George Kittle got one on us. Dalton Schultz made the most of his 3 catches. 2 of them were touchdowns. Amazing. Defensively, I know we sacked him 4 times. Who was in there? That's tackle for loss. Sacks. Sue had 2. Micah Parsons had 1. And then Leighton Vander Esch and DeMarcus Lawrence split the other. Interceptions. That's right. No one threw a pick. Who forced the fumble on us? Who sacked us? Or maybe it was a rushing attempt. I don't know. Jason McCourty. I didn't know he was a 49er. Okay, well, regardless, we're moving on. Just to take a look around the league, the other divisional games, the Chiefs beat the Raiders easily 35-18. Of course, we blew out the Niners. Kenny Pickett and the Steelers go in and upset Joe Burrow and the Bengals 24-21. So Kenny Pickett is 2-0 in his young playoff career. And the Rams beat the Bucs in a thriller 29-28. What a weird score that is. Just gonna take a quick look here because of course the Rams are who we play next. And this was a shootout, man. Stafford for over 400 yards. Brady almost 350, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Rushing the ball, nothing. Receiving, who went off? I mean, you had 3 players over 100 yards right there. Almost 4 with Jared Cook. Did not know he was a Buck, but look at that. And just curious, who was getting sacks? Aaron Donald, where you at? Nothing. Willie Golston and Vita Vea. Looks like Brady didn't get sacked. And Devin White had a pick. Wow, so, this was an all-time game. I know that last year was a huge almost comeback by the Bucs. That's another crazy game right there. Hopefully Brady sticks it out for another year. Love watching him play. Alright, conference championship. We're going to hop in, play the moments, see how things go. If things get dicey at any point, or really any point, I feel like hopping in. We put this team together. I'd like to play with them at least a little bit. We've made it this far. Let's see how we do. Alright, game is starting. We get to see the glorious Mike McCarthy, and here we go. We're not going to hop in right away, see how things play out. It's 3-0. We get a touchdown, they score and take the lead again. End of the first here. Looks like we're in the red zone. We score again, 14-10. 14-13. And we take another lead with the touchdown, 21-13. 2-minute drill. You know what? We'll hop in here. Let's see if we can take a commanding lead into the half. We already put up 21 first half points. That is incredible in and of itself. We'll start out here with a screen pass to Zeke. See how that goes. We get him out there. Yep. Can he get a block? He can. Big gain, 11 yards. Not a big gain, I guess. Decent gain. Dak's had a good game so far. Alright, second down. We'll go with some curls here. See if we can get Odell open, the former Ram. Won a Super Bowl with him. Now he's trying to win with us. Nope, he's not open. Zeke's open. And he drags the defender for a 13-yard gain. 1st and 10, we're going to go Salem here. I'm thinking Dalton Schultz can get us a nice big gain. If not him, possibly CD. Schultz not open. We're forcing it here, but he's open. CD Lamb, big gain. 1st and 10, we're going to go levels wide corner here. I love this play. Usually always get someone open. I'm going to audible CD into a streak. He's not open. We get him in the flat, easy gain. Can he get out of bounds? No. We're going to call a timeout. 1st and 10, we'll go Y Sale here. I'm thinking this is the play we finally get Odell open. If not him, Gallup. I love that route. Maybe, not 11. Oh, he was open. That's okay. See if we can get Dak out of bounds. Short gain. What was that? 6 yards. We'll take that. 2nd and 5. We're going to go mesh spot. Thinking we can get Gallup here. Gallup or Lamb. Let's see who's open. Oh, God. We got sacked. Timeout. So 3rd and 15, we're going to go deep curl. I'm thinking Schultz is going to, yeah, Schultz. He's probably going to be our only bat. If not him, we'll hit the check down and just go for the field goal. He caught it. Oh my gosh. Oh, and he goes into the end zone. What a great effort by Schultz, man. Touchdown. We take a commanding lead into the half. It's going to be 28-13. All right, so let's get back into it here. 28-13 at the half. They score to make it 28-20. It's a one-score game. Looks like we're going to get a field goal, 31-20. We've got a 3rd down here. A 3rd down again. Another field goal. It is now 34-20, 2-touchdown game. They score. It is a one-score game. Let's see if they can hold on to it here. We already had offense once. We'll see if they let us hop in for defense. It's a 3rd down. Field goal. And that's going to be it. It's a 10-point game. They're going for it on 4th down. We'll just hop in here. It's 4th and 24. We'll just go. We'll go cover 2 man. Oh, and that's the end of the game. All right. We are Super Bowl bound. 37-27. They made it interesting at the end, but that field goal puts us over the edge. Cowboys, we are back in the Super Bowl. Fans always say it's the Cowboys' year. This might actually be the Cowboys' year. It's just going to be a matter of who we face. I believe it's either going to be the Steelers or the Chiefs. Let's find out. And before we do, just going to take a quick look at the stats here. So it looks like it was a fairly even game passing the ball. Dak and Stafford both had solid games overall. Very similar numbers. Rushing the ball, pretty mediocre overall. Pollard did bring in 2 touchdowns. That's nice. Receiving, CD had a big game. Allen Robinson scored, the new Ram. Odell scored for us. Defensively, how do we do? Wasn't big on the interception front, but Chris Harris, the veteran, got one. Justin Hollins picked us off. Sacks, DeMarcus Lawrence, Leonard Floyd, Aaron Donald, Micah Parsons, and Defoe. So definitely active as far as defensive lines go, and that is your conference championship. And the Kansas City Chiefs are back in the Super Bowl, the 3rd Super Bowl appearance of Pat Mahomes' young career. Let's see how the AFC Championship game went. So the Chiefs, they blew out the Steelers. Kenny Pickett, great rookie year, but you fall just short. And by just short, I mean 34-10 in Arrowhead. That's tough. So the Chiefs are coming in as the number 1 seed in the AFC. We're the number 1 seed out of the NFC. This is a great matchup right here. Alright, it's Super Bowl time. We're going to hop in here, play the moments. Let's see how it starts. So it's a big first quarter drive. We're not going to play right away. We're going to let things play out at least a little bit. We take an early 3-0 lead. Field goals aren't going to beat Pat Mahomes, though. They're going for it on 4th down. No, they're not. They get the field goal. It's 3-3. Heading into the second, 6-3. It has been a field goal heavy game. 3rd down alert. 3rd down again. Field goal. It's 9-3. Who would have thought? No points are being scored. It is 9-6. What a boring Super Bowl. I mean, if you like touchdowns, this is not the game for you. Oh, and we're in the red zone. Can we get the first touchdown of the game? We do. 16-6. It is now the 3rd quarter. They get another field goal. We've got a 3rd down. We're in the red zone. We score again, 22-9. They score 22-16. Big 3rd down. We need to make the stop. Let's do it. We haven't gotten to play any defense yet. We're going to go for it. 3rd and 13. Big play here. About 4.5 minutes left in the game. We're going to go cover 3. Just sitting nice zone defense control. LVE here. The gameplay is a bit laggy trying to record this, but we're going to do what we can. And it's picked off. Chris Harris. Can he run it back? No, he gets brought down by Pat Mahomes. But wow, man, big play. We're going to be about in field goal range. Primed to at least take a 9-point lead. That is huge. All right, back into it here. Coming off the interception, let's see what we do. It's a 3rd down. We're going to skip that. Big end of game drive. It's weird to go in that order. We're in the red zone. 3rd down. And we score. It's over. We are Super Bowl champs. They're going for the onside kick. We're not going to play around with that. Big end of game drive. Why not? We came this far. Let's just run it out here. The game is essentially over, but we can get one final 1st down off this. Zeke running it. Gets tripped up. They call a timeout. Second down, we're just going to feed it to him. Should just be able to run out the clock here. I know they've got one timeout left, but can he get the first? Not quite. We're going to give it to him again. We're actually going to audible here. I'd like to just get him right up the middle. I think he can just pound this right up the gut. And I think he can. And he's over. Yep, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Ezekiel Elliott has iced it for us. And here we go. We're going to kneel it down. 10 seconds left in the game. This is it. 30-23. We have beat the Kansas City Chiefs in an amazing Super Bowl. We were ahead pretty big for a while. They came back and made it interesting, but ultimately, Mike McCarthy, of all people, now has 2 Super Bowl rings. Crazy. Let's look at the stats. Alright, so in the Super Bowl, Dak did not throw a touchdown. 258 yards, no TDs, no picks. Mahomes, whoa, that was rough, man. 2 tough Super Bowls in a row against amazing defenses, of course. Us and the Bucs, I mean, that's hard. 1 touchdown, 2 picks, passer rating of 64. I wonder who the Super Bowl MVP will be, and probably Zeke. 3 touchdowns, 108 yards on the ground. Great game for Zeke. So the run game really carried us here, literally. Receiving, no one did much of anything. MVS scored. Of course, we know no Cowboys players scored as far as receiving goes. Sacks, Tershawn Wharton got us. DeMarcus Lawrence had a sack. Derek Nottie, if I pronounce that correctly, George Karlaftis, the rookie, Micah Parsons, Leighton Vander Esch. Who picked off Mahomes? Of course, we know Chris Harris. We were involved in that play. Leighton Vander Esch. And that is your Super Bowl. Alright, so here's your season recap. Of course, 30-23 Super Bowl champions. The single season rebuild was a success. As far as regular season awards go, Dak is your MVP, Mike McCarthy wins Coach of the Year, Dak is Offensive Player of the Year, and as we predicted, Ezekiel Elliott is your Super Bowl MVP. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, subscribe, would mean a lot as I'm trying to grow my presence on here. More videos definitely coming soon. Comment your suggestions. I am thinking of possibly doing something where we still go for the single season rebuild, but then stretch it out a few years to see, you know, this team, it would be interesting. You've got a bunch of older players. J.J. Watt is the first one that comes to mind. Richie Incognito. You have no draft picks. So, you know, going for the single season rebuild, yeah, we won the Super Bowl, but these upcoming years have the potential to be really ugly. So it would be interesting trying to navigate those. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you next time.